Hello folks, welcome back to the Addicted Bookworm, where my addiction is all over the internet. On this channel I do book hauls, book reviews, and so much more. Alright, so this is actually in essence my final video that I'm doing for today. I uploaded a ebook review, and I talked, I did that one video where I basically blasted the romantasy community for not policing themselves and not being selective about the types of authors that they promoted on their own channel. And that's my right as a reader as well as an author to bring that out. And that is so important, to not stay silent when you know there's a problem, there's an issue going on in the book community. So, with that out of the way, remember the author I mentioned about that her newest book was put in the romantasy section? And I honestly felt so bad for her. Well, I kind of broke my fantasy book buying ban, though only in digital format. And, so, if you were born after 9/11, you probably vaguely remember this series. If you were born further in the, teens, you probably don't remember this series at all. But anyways, so I bought the book Lightbringer, by, let me get, let's see here, trying to, they put the, by Rachel Terry. That's the author that was the author that was in the video. So, Lightbringer by Rachel Terry. And I know nothing about this book. I don't know if this book is going to be any good, but I am willing to give her a chance and read her book and see if it's any good. If it's good, I will go ahead and buy the second book. Now, one of the huge reasons that I was on a fantasy book buying ban was the state of modern fantasy. It's one of those things that you really look at and go, I really don't want to read fantasy anymore. I do not want to read fantasy anymore because the world building absolutely is atrocious. It is horrible. One of the huge reasons that I bought Lightbringer is because she made it very clear she does not write romantasy in her book. And you can have romantic elements in the book, but it's only a romantasy if it is the central aspect of the book. It is centered to the whole existence of that book. Now, years and years ago, when I was, I believe in my, let me think here, late 20s. I was, or it might have been my early 30s. Or may not have been. Anyways, I remember that I was in the library. It was a public library. And this is way before we had atrocious people that were trying to dictate what you and I could read. I came upon an author named Garth Nix. And I had never heard of him before. I was intrigued by it. And so I checked out the first book in the series called Mr. Monday. Now, I got the Kindle edition of Mr. Monday. right here. Yeah, right here. So, um, so for people that don't know, Garth Nix is, I view him to be a very exceptional fantasy writer. He is very, very good at world building and raising the stakes of his books extremely high. But he's good at making it making it go a certain height, and then book ends, then you do the next one. So what is Mr. Monday about? Mr. Monday is the first book in the Keys to the Kingdom series. And it is basically about this group of 7. I haven't read the book since my early 30s. It's basically these trustees, 7 trustees, each represents a day of the week in the calendar, and they're only powerful within their allotted day. And so there's a kid called Arthur Penhaligon, sounds like Pendragon, who is on the verge of death. And sure enough, before he's about ready to die, he encounters a man called Mr. Monday, who is convinced by his assistant to give him the minute hand of his key. So every one of them has a different key or different part of it. As far as I know of, Mr. Monday's is a clock, hour hand, minute hand, and Arthur gets the minute hand, and Mr. Monday keeps the hour hand. So this is his adventure through this book, and I had been wanting to reread the series for quite some time. I only got as far as Saturday, and then I stopped reading the series. Not that the series was no good. I just totally forgot to read Sunday. So bad. Anyways, so yeah, I'm pretty bad. I am pretty bad at that. I just like years later, I just remember like, oh shoot, I forgot to read the Sunday one. But this was during a time when fantasy really truly belonged to young adults. The writing style of books like Keys to the Kingdom and the Charlie Bones series, which is another series I forgot to finish reading. Oh, it's like, what the heck? But if you really look at the history of young adult fantasy, Keys to the Kingdom, Charlie Bone, and other ones, they were tailored strictly for children. And you didn't have adults reading it. I mean, I must have been the only adult in America that was reading this book. Because the concept, the idea, was absolutely amazing, to have this entire world within a world that's connected to different things and all that. And the world building was so amazing. Absolutely loved it. So you have the house, and you have all these different kinds of elements within the house. The house is so beautifully described, and it's elegant, and it's beautiful, and it's just so, it transports you to that world. And I am loving to, I really want to get back into reading, reread it, but also read the final one. But anyways, so I am going to reread the Keys to the Kingdom series, though I will be reading for the first time the final book. Alright, so what I'm actually going to do, since I'm super excited to get back to reading Mr. Monday, I will every 4 to 5 chapters, I will be giving you guys an update on what I've been enjoying about the book. And I kind of want to go back and revisit things and kind of see how I feel about it, like 15, 16 years, 16 years after the book was published. And so if you guys have read any Garth Nix books, I would really appreciate it if you guys comment down below. And I will see you guys next time.